leaks, my heart beats, the smoke fills the air. The darkness inside me was paid with its nail. We struggle, we hustle, cause life isn't fair. But look up, I promise.
Hey everybody, I hope you got through your night and woke up on this Thursday thunder feeling motivated, encouraged, optimistic, enthusiastic, inspired, positive, and love from above. Another day, another way. Feeling the way about yourself, you need to reevaluate your circumstances, understand where you're at in life, and make a change. You literally, utterly, without a doubt, have a choice to make a change. Now today is, what's this, December the 10th. There's a lot going on this month. A lot of holidays, a lot of birthdays, a lot of pregnancies, a lot of, babies being born. But I'm going to talk about today's date. Today's the 10th, right? And Proverbs. What a lot of people don't seem to understand, Proverbs were suggestively written by the wisest king, one of the richest kings that ever lived, right? King Solomon. So I like Proverbs, and I try to read one every day, right? I've been a little slack in my readings, but at the same token, I got up on my high horse this morning and I let the Spirit guide my spirit. And there's always a verse that sticks out to me more than most, depending on, doesn't really depend on anything. There's always one verse that sticks out more than most. Now, where I'm going with this is, there's 31 Proverbs in Scripture. Now, again, I'm going to say this, you don't need to be a religionist. You don't need to be Christian. You don't need to be Catholic. You don't need to be Buddha. You don't need to be evangelist. You don't need to be anything. You just need to be a person of faith. Faith, faith, faith. I can't express that enough. No, yes, I can. I can keep saying it. Just be a person of faith. Have faith in God. Have faith in the Holy Spirit. Have faith in Jesus Christ. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in physical, mental, and spiritual capacity. Just have faith, right? Now, in Proverbs, there's 31 Proverbs, right? Now, if they were given by the wisest king that ever lived, suggestively, right? And the richest king that ever lived, why not follow the rules that he set forward? His rules were given by God and the things that he learned along the way, that he thought that any man or woman should follow to succeed. Now, if you read Proverbs, again, if you treat it just, okay, if you're not religious, if you don't have faith, if you don't believe in anything, but you do like to read, just read Proverbs. I promise you eventually your faith will increase tenfold and you understand where these things come from by applying the thoughts, the ideas, the measures, the process. Because once you start to apply them, you'll realize that the things that you apply, the verses that you apply, will have massive action on your life, right? Massive results. So again, there's 31 Proverbs in Proverbs. 31, right? There's the verses vary. Some have 16, some have 20, some have 30. It just depends on which Proverbs you're reading. Now, there's 31 days in most months. Some have 30. A couple have 28, right? Which, if you read one proverb a day, just read it. It'll probably take you the max of 20 minutes to read one proverb. One proverb, maybe 20 minutes. That's if you seek to understand it in full as to what it's saying, right? Read one proverb. Again, you don't have to be some religious fanatic. You don't have to be a theologian. You don't have to be some holy rolling enthusiast. It's just good, practical, and spiritual living. It's practical as well as what? Spiritual. So Proverbs, again, has 31 Proverbs. Most months have 31 days. There's some months have 30, some have 28. But if you read one a day, I promise you, there's something in that proverb that you'll get out of it. It's good for success. It's good for family. It's good for business. It's good for relationships. It's good for your children. It's good for a lot of things. These are the things you should take heed to. Like today's date, I like to read the date of. Today's the 10th. And Proverbs 10. In Proverbs 10, there's a verse that says, hold on. I don't want to misquote this. Now, Proverbs 10:4 says this. It says, lazy hands will make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Wealth. Remember, again, in Proverbs 10:4, it says, lazy hands will make for poverty. Diligent hands will bring wealth. Now, this morning I was reading Ecclesiastes 9, crazy enough 10 as well, right? It coexists. It's just how the Spirit guides me to read. Now, in Ecclesiastes 9, not just verse 10, but throughout the first paragraphs of that, it speaks about being diligent, working hard, in everything that you do. Lazy hands make for poverty. But one that finds work has wealth, right? So in Ecclesiastes, it says, in everything that you do, work hard. It doesn't matter what it is. I have this thing that I say, remember, someone's always watching, whether it be that man above or he puts someone in a place to see what you're doing. He puts people in the right places at the right times. But you have to work hard in everything you do. Because if you don't, if you're slack, if you go half in on everything you do, if you don't fulfill the idea of the course of the day in your job, your place of employment, your business, you're not going to be satisfied first and foremost within yourself, and you're definitely not going to satisfy the people, the powers at hand, the people that are in control of your business, place of employment, your job, whatever it is that you do. You got to understand everything you do has cause and effect. Now, there's a lot of people out there saying, I don't have work. I'm not able to find work. I can. It's not the man and woman's vocabulary, first and foremost. We can do whatever we want to do. We just got to be willing to do it, right? So, lazy hands make for poverty. But those that seek work find riches. You're not going to be filthy rich. You're not going to have abundance of money, but eventually you will if you keep working and you keep striving, you diligent, disciplined, and consistent. You have to, the beggar and the billionaire have one thing in common. They both meet the same end. Doesn't matter. It could be today, tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, but they both have the same thing in common. I don't care what you do or where you go on this earth. We all have one thing in common. Well, actually two. Time, and we all meet the same end. It's inevitable. We die. The day we were born, we already started dying. It's as simple as that. So I like to tell people, no matter what you do, work all your days your hardest. Work hard and everything, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's around you. The person next to you might be looking to level up somebody, to help somebody excel in a particular field, a trade, a skill set, something. But if they see you don't go all in, that you only partially go in, nobody's going to want to put you on the next level. Next level. No one's going to want to put you in a better position because they see that the position you have isn't even appreciated. So, and there's work out there. I don't care who you are. I understand there's a lot of turmoil, a lot of job loss, a lot of financial difficulty out in the world today, right? But if you really, really, really want to work, if you're really, really hungry, you're going to find that hustle. You're going to find that grind. You're going to get up on your high horse, ride it out, and figure out what you got to do to financially succeed on all levels that you're meant to succeed on. It's inevitable. If you tell yourself that there's nothing here, you're not going to find anything. If you constantly wake up every day, say there's no work, you're not going to find anything. If you wake up every day and say there's nothing, nobody wants to hire me, you're not going to fire anything. You're not going to find everything. Not everything is for everybody. The place of employment, your job, your skill set, whatever you're meant to do, wherever you're meant to do it, you will find it. You just got to be diligent. The problem with people, some people go search for a job for 2 days or one day, sit home and say, no one's called me yet. Did you try calling them? Did you try going out of your way and fortifying the idea of making sure they hire you? Most likely not. Did we try, going out for the next month and searching for that job without giving up the first week? Most likely, most people don't. So you got to find it in your will, in your power, in your ambition to succeed and financially secure yourself to seek that job, find that work, build that business, get that skill set. You got to find these things to help build yourself on another platform. Because if you don't, nobody else will. You're always complaining. There's a lot of people out here complaining about what they... Since I've been in Florida, these times are actually, we've been blessed. We've been fruitful. We've been multiplying. We filled the earth and subdued it. If anybody knows what that means. I'm going to get back to that later. But when I first got here, people used to say, I was with my ex-wife, but they would say, how do you do it with 5 kids? It's because I want to do it. Well, I got 1 kid, and I'm not even able to. Well, they would say, I can't. Again, I can't is not the man or woman's vocabulary. We can do whatever we want to do. We just got to figure out how to do it, right? I can't do it with 1 kid. I can't find any work. That's because you don't want to find it. You're not hungry enough. You don't want to succeed. Meanwhile, the wife is working, busting her hump, trying to pay the bills, trying to feed the kid, trying to feed a grown man. That's And I've seen that on the other side as well. The husband's working, the woman's talking about she's not able to do anything. Sometimes it's not even a kid in the house. Or if there is, she doesn't even want to clean up after the kid. She doesn't want to take care of the kid. It goes both ways, trust me. Trust and believe. There are both sides of that spectrum. And it's not just about men, it's not just about women, it's about both. You know, there's men and women out there that are not diligent, that are not hungry, that are not ambitious enough to know that they can succeed on every level and platform of life. They just choose to make excuses as to why they're not able to move forward. It's a choice. You know, I don't care what's going on in the world, to be honest. Unless you're in some poverty-stricken, country to where it's hard, I understand that. That's different. But in the U.S., man, if you want to find work, you're going to find work. If you want to succeed, you're going to succeed. If you got to move somewhere just to find that place of employment or to find that better idea, thought, measure, process of who you're meant to be in future, you're going to do it. Without a doubt, it's going to come to fruition. And you're not going to stop because you're going to become relentless. In the U.S., there is work. I don't care what city you're in. Most of them are thriving. Some are shut down, unfortunately. Businesses, you might have to relocate just to keep moving forward. It's just the way it is. If you're hungry enough, find a reason to make a reason. Being financially, I can't say it like that, but being stuck in your finances, not having any source of income, not being able to work for the moment, being on lockdown. There's cities in LA that are locked down. Back to home restrictions. They're saying the COVID is going up. We're in Florida, we're thriving. I wonder how long that's going to last. So you got to stack as much as you can. Get ready for what's to come because you don't know what's going to come. You don't know how it's going to come. You don't know in what form it's going to come. You might not shut down at all, but people are finding reason to say the numbers are up. They're saying the numbers are up. To me, I think that's some political ploy. Again, I know the COVID thing is serious, but at the same token, they were saying before, a lot of this COVID testing isn't accurate. 50% of it wasn't, a lot of the testing was only coming up 50% accurate, and then that means you have to go get a real test. So how does that make sense? Now they're taking those 50% accuracies and applying to, this is the COVID numbers. Although it is, again, I do believe it's real. I'm not denying the fact that it's there. But if you want to succeed and excel, back to the point, you're going to find some work. You're going to find something. You're going to be diligent. You're going to be hungry, ambitious. You're going to be driven. You're going to be inspired to be motivated. You're going to drive yourself above and beyond any and all expectations of life to succeed on every level. Because why? You refuse to have anything less than what you deserve. I don't care about the circumstances. I want everybody to go back to the great-grandfather of Paris Hilton. Watch him if you go on Google, punch in Paris Hilton's great-grandfather, I believe it is. He went through the Great Depression and succeeded and never gave up. He's a great example of somebody that no matter the turmoil, no matter the stress, no matter the trials and tribulations, no matter the adversity and adversaries, people try to deny him on many levels. He did not give up because he knew it would work. Figure it out, people. Watch people, read things, watch things that are going to help you figure out a new way, a new idea, a new thought, measure, process, situation, trade, skill set, something. There is work available. If you want it, you're going to find it. And you're not going to settle for anything less. That's pretty much all I got today. Remember, you're only strong as your weakest link inside yourself. You can be the cause of your own demise, and you can be the reason you rise. Deuce GPT 360 Gorilla Powertrain. To God be the glory. I'm out. Have a great day. Be blessed.
Got the energy, never really chose it, it was put in me. Fused up ionically, told me if I followed hidden paths, he would walk with me. Listen, and if God is for